What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown, and if you're new here, welcome. I ran across a very interesting comment on my previous video saying that the Falcons need to grab the Browns and former Chiefs running back Kareem Hunt. And I think this strikes up a very interesting topic because not only is it the offseason, the Falcons need to make moves to win the Super Bowl, but also the running game has been an issue for us since 2018. Can Kareem Hunt solve that problem? Let's talk about that. First off, shout out to nmelvin15 for commenting this. I, for whatever reason, never had Kareem Hunt come to mind when it comes to free agency, and this comment right here, like I said in the beginning of the video, strikes up a very interesting conversation. Second off, and I apologize if this takes forever to explain, but I truly do feel like I need to say this to start things off. This is not necessarily a conversation about if the Falcons have enough cap space to make this happen, because two things. One, I feel like people get the wrong idea when it comes to free agency and cap space. Everyone thinks, oh, we gotta have enough money to make this happen, and we don't have that. Or, oh, this player already signed a contract extension with another team, so they won't be going anywhere. I disagree whenever people say things like that. Just because it seems like the team doesn't have enough money or the player already signed with another team doesn't mean they can't make the deal happen. When it comes to cap space, guys, NFL owners are billionaires for a reason. They don't think, I can't afford this. They think, how can I afford this? And they figure it out. That's why Julio Jones' contract extension seemed almost impossible to figure out last year, but the deal eventually got made. And even outside the Falcons, you see teams like the Saints and the Patriots with barely any money, but they still get away with signing players like Antonio Brown or whatnot. And then when it comes to players or even coaches signing extensions with another team, it sounds weird enough, but that doesn't mean they're guaranteed to stay there. We see crazy things happen all the time. You know, Brock Osweiler back in 2016, he signed a huge deal with the Texans, and then he left the year after that. Jeff Fisher was also signed to a big extension, and then he got fired the day after he got the deal. And then Antonio Brown signed with like two different teams in 2019 and got cut. Like, bottom line is, deals are never impossible, so don't think it is. And the last note, out of full honesty, okay? I suck at math anyway. I would not give you a logical answer of how much the deal would be worth, so let's just get that out of the way. But on to the topic. Should Kareem Hunt play for the Falcons in 2020? To me, I don't see why not, but there are some things to be careful of. Let's get to that. Kareem Hunt was one of the bigger surprises of 2017, as he totally took off in his NFL debut against the New England Patriots. And this was on the season opener, by the way. And since that game, he's done nothing but great things for the Kansas City Chiefs. Until he was accused for abusive behavior towards a woman, and we all know the story, and he eventually got released from the Chiefs as the 2018 season was coming to a close. He then signed a one-year deal with the Cleveland Browns in 2019. Even though he was suspended for the first 8 games of the season. And how good exactly did he do with the Browns? Not the best. And you can make a ton of excuses for this, like, oh, Nick Chubb had most of the carries, or, oh, the Browns weren't a good team last year. Just whatever you want to say, there is no denying that he could have done better. And now his future with the Browns is kinda unknown. It makes you wonder, was he only good with the Chiefs, or is he still an elite running back? So why should the Falcons aim for this guy, even if he sucked on a different team and has a bit of a violent history? Here's why. 1. Kareem Hunt thrives when under an excellent offense. The Browns might have been a good offense on paper, but outside of that, they have some work to do. The Chiefs, on the other hand, well, we know they're elite. Even when it was just Alex Smith, Andy Reid still knew how to call great offensive plays. And now, this is not a biased thought, it's just facts. The Falcons' offense is one of the better offenses in the league. Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, you get it. Under an excellent Atlanta offense, of course, Kareem Hunt could work out. We all claim we need help at running back anyway, right? 2. One player could make the difference. Dirk Cutter is not good at running the ball, so maybe putting a better running back than Ito Smith and Quadre Allison could help him out. It sounds so bad on Cutter's part, but let's just be real here, it really would help. Granted, Cutter never had an elite running back to work with. He had, Peyton Barber? And sorry, but, Ito Smith, Quadre Allison. Devontae Freeman might not be at an elite level right now, so maybe Kareem Hunt is the answer? And 3, give him a chance. Yes, he made a foolish mistake, but you know what? So does everyone. He's human, and we tend to forget that. I believe everyone deserves a chance, and honestly, I think Kareem Hunt is owning up to his mistake. I think he's trying to be better, so why not give him a chance? Overall, is it a scary thought that maybe he only works out under elite offenses like the Chiefs? And yeah, he has a violent history, but why not give him a shot? Falcons need help at running back, and maybe he could be the solution to our problems. And he's human. He makes mistakes. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. So what? Give him a shot. But that is my take on Kareem Hunt. Now it's time to answer your guys' mailbag questions, and there's a lot of mailbag questions to answer, so let's just get straight to it. The first one is from Atlanta Falcons. Should the Falcons trade up and get Chase Young? Yes, because I've been preaching all over that if we grab an elite pass rusher, this can totally change the game. And I won't go into full depth on that because I feel like in almost every video I do. But the Falcons need an elite pass rusher. And I think we need to get rid of Takk McKinley. And maybe if we grab an elite pass rusher like Chase Young, our pass rush could totally change not only the defense, but it could also change the whole entire team. Kale Luch asks, do you think Calvin Ridley is going to get 1,000 receiving yards? No. Unfortunately, I actually don't think so. I think he'll come up just short. I don't know if Calvin Ridley is ever going to be at Julio Jones' level, and I don't know if Calvin Ridley is an elite receiver, but he's a good enough receiver to at least keep your passing game going. He can maybe get 800 or 900 yards for the season, but I don't know about 1,000. Durasa Feiso asks, do you think the Falcons need better running backs or better O-lines? A little bit of both. They do need a better offensive line, and now it's not going to be fixed, really quickly, because if we grab rookies, obviously they're not going to know how to play the game, so getting a better offensive line is not going to be figured out, just like that. But at the same time, we also need better running backs, and that was the whole point of this topic. So maybe if we grab Kareem Hunt and a better O-line, we should be better there. So the answer is, yeah, actually we kind of need to grab both. Alate Williams asks, do you think the Atlanta Falcons should draft a safety in the NFL draft? Love your videos, by the way. Thank you, sir. I do think they need to grab a safety, but I don't know if they need to grab a safety really early in the draft. I think early in the draft, they need to focus on pass rush and offensive line. Maybe they should grab a safety somewhere in the middle of the draft. I think that's a pretty good spot to grab a safety, somewhere in the middle of the draft. Pairwinder Carrer asks, do you think the Falcons are going to draft a quarterback? Nope. Ghost Peppers asks, do you think the Falcons will extend or restructure Alex Mack? Honestly, that one all kind of depends on how next year goes. If the Falcons make the playoffs, definitely. But if they don't, you would think they definitely are going into rebuild mode. And if they're going into rebuild mode, I don't know why they would keep Alex Mack. So it all just kind of depends on how 2019 goes. Mad Mike Sports asks, which positions are you most concerned about? I guess, I've been saying that pass rush has been a big problem. Now, yes, I'm also kind of saying that running back and offensive line is a big issue. So which is the scariest position for us? I would say pass rush. And again, if we grab an elite pass rush, hopefully that'll change the game. Run Christian McCaffrey asks, who do you want the Falcons to draft with their first pick? Not quite sure yet. I kind of feel like I say this in every video, but I have not looked into the draft recently, and I definitely should. I mean, the AFC Championship is getting close. So we definitely need to get to the draft because the Falcons aren't in the playoffs. So I definitely need to take a look on that. Maybe make a video of that either this Friday or next week. But yeah, I should definitely look into that. Terry Turner asks, who do you think the Falcons might pick up during the free agent season? No one really big, admittedly. The Falcons never really grab any big names. So, quite frankly, I'm going to have to do a little more research on who is available this season because it's not going to be any big names. Let's just say that. The Falcons are not going to grab any big names. Now, hopefully they grab Kareem Hunt, and hopefully that'll solve the problem. But, you know, like I said, maybe, because actually I was thinking about making a video of that this Friday. Who should the Falcons pick up in free agency? So, might as well answer that question, but kind of in a different video. Speed Falcons for Life. I guess it's asking if Austin Hooper is our future tight end. Yes, and I don't think it's even a question at this point. Austin Hooper is a top 4 tight end. It's not biasy. I just really do think Austin Hooper is a top 4 tight end. And he's been getting better ever since he got drafted, really. So, yes, the Falcons have a future tight end in Austin Hooper. Now, is he ever going to be the next Tony Gonzalez? No. But I think he's a good tight end to work with. Atlanta Falcons also ask, do you think we're going to win the South? As of right now, no. I do not think that. The Saints have a good roster, and they're probably going to be good for at least one more year. So I would say at the moment, no. Andy Azurdia asks, do you think we should keep Keanu Neal or get a safety from the draft or cut or trade him? Yeah, I guess I kind of answered the should we draft a safety in the draft, and the answer is yes, but kind of like midway through the draft. But do I think we should keep Keanu Neal? The Falcons are going to keep Keanu Neal, but I would consider releasing him only because he had back-to-back injured seasons. Maybe I'm overreacting on the injuries. Maybe it was just, 2 bad years in a row. It was just kind of unluckiness to him, and maybe he'll just be back for next year. We never know, but I personally am not going to count on that, so I would put releasing Keanu Neal into consideration. Blue Duck asks, Titans just smoked the great Lamar Jackson. Tannehill kicked his butt. Derrick Henry should be MVP. Falcons take notice. Will they take Ohio State running back or another? Hope they trade it for Derrick Brown. Could that happen? Certainly it could, because running backs nowadays are not drafted. Well, take that back. Running backs can sometimes be selected really high in the draft, like Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, and I'm sure, oh my gosh, what's the Ohio State's running back name? I always forget his name. I'm so sorry about that, but he's probably going to be selected really early. But anyway, will the Falcons draft any of those guys? Probably not. The top running backs will probably go to the Dolphins or the what other team needs a running back? I guess the Bucks. Certainly not the Falcons. Mark Jones asks, someone told me that Grady Jarrett was Jesse Tuggle's son. Is that true? No. But I did see that post. It's kind of funny. Dean Muda799 asks, what are your thoughts about KZ? He's a fun player to watch. I like watching him, and I can see the Falcons giving him a contract extension for maybe 2 more years after 2020. I think he'll be around for a couple more years. Big MMW Loki asks, do I like hockey? Yeah, man, not really. Matt asks, where do you think Jake Fromm will go this year in the pros? I mean, probably the Patriots, but I don't know. Let's think about this. What teams need a quarterback? Because the Bengals are going to get Joe Burrow. So let's think here. And maybe the Dolphins get Tua. But I don't know. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen are good enough quarterbacks for the Dolphins. So I don't know if the Dolphins will get Tua, but at the same time, maybe they do. But anyway, let's think here. The Giants are set with their quarterback. The Jets have a quarterback. The Bills have a quarterback. The Browns have a quarterback. I can maybe see Jake Fromm going to the Colts. I don't know if Jacoby Brissett's going to be here for another year with the Colts.
But I don't know. He definitely was a little questionable for the future. He wasn't really the greatest starting quarterback. So maybe he goes to the Colts. Maybe he goes to the Jaguars. Maybe Gardner Minshew's not the answer, and Nick Foles is certainly not the answer. So maybe Jake Fromm goes to an AFC South team, or they're not gonna go to the. He's not gonna go to the Broncos. Maybe he goes to the Raiders. Maybe he goes to the Raiders because I don't know if Derek Carr is gonna last so much for much longer with the Raiders. So maybe the Raiders will look for a quarterback and they get Jake Fromm just in case. Maybe the Chargers. I don't know if Phillip Rivers is going to be there for much longer. I'm trying to think what else. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I know there's other questions. But bottom line is, Jake Fromm could go anywhere for sure. And he'll probably be maybe a second-round pick, third-round pick. I don't know if he's going to be a first-round pick, but he could definitely go to an AFC team like the Colts or the Jaguars or the Raiders, the Chargers, somewhere around there. But if I had to choose one, I guess the Chargers. Dominique Roseberry asked, if the Falcons draft a quarterback, then bench or trade Matt Ryan, will that hurt us in the long run? Yes and no. Because if you trade Matt Ryan, that almost certainly tells you we're in rebuild mode. And if you're in rebuild mode, obviously you're not going to have a good season. But after maybe the first 4 years of a rebuilding process, maybe you're still good because you obviously got different players and they worked out in the long run. I hope I'm making any sense here. So, yes and no. It would hurt us for, the first 4 years, and then maybe after the first 4 years of rebuilding, it wouldn't hurt us because we have better players. I really hope that makes sense. Jack B 1872 asked, what do we draft, an offensive lineman or a defensive end? I personally want to grab a defensive end because I just preach over and over, man, that grabbing an elite pass rusher can totally change the game, and I think that's what the Falcons need. And by the way, as I'm saying this, I literally just got a notification that LSU beat Clemson in the College Football National Championship. I think LSU beats Clemson 42-25. Can't tell if I'm happy or not because LSU basically has a majority of Saints fans, but at the same time, Clemson is a UGA rival. So am I happy or mad? I have no idea. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to put that out there. But that's all for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and let me know what you guys think of all that I said in the comment section below. I will see you guys this Friday with a video at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern, and as always, rise up.